Alrighty, everyone. Well, good evening. Welcome to this very delayed stream. Like, no lie, it's 8:11 p.m. And normally, as you know, if I start a late night stream, I'd start hanging out with you guys around like 7:10 p.m. And we would like do a little chill build up. Usually, I would start the gameplay by 7:30-ish, maybe a little later. We get 2 hours of gameplay in. It'd be a great stream. Tonight, that didn't happen. I'll explain to you why. Shout out to Slayer. Slayer, 49 months as a member, says, it's a shame to hear what you just went through. I'll explain it for those watching. And also, Mozzie did a $2 super chat saying, hey, I just got in. Can you get me caught up? Yes, I'm going to get you all caught up on what just happened, okay? So first off, here's the story of what I was doing tonight. Tonight, after I had finished dinner with my wife, and, we relaxed for a little bit after dinner on the couch, I said, all right, I'm going to go upstairs early because I got stuff to do tonight. Tonight, I want to check out my health care. I have private health insurance in the United States. That's the service that we have. It's private health insurance. We don't have government funded. Everyone gets health insurance. We all have to have our own private plans for health insurance to get medical coverage in the United States. So recently, I had just gotten the packet that I get every year from my health insurance company saying it's time for enrollment. It's time for you to check out what plans will be available to you next year. And you have to go to the website to do that and everything. And just let me tell you, every time you do it, it's always bad news. It's always your coverage is getting worse or going down and you're going to pay more. So I wanted to do that tonight because what they were quoting me, listen to this. They were saying that this year I pay $420 a month for my health insurance. That's what I'm currently paying. So in 1 year, I'm paying over $5,000 for health insurance out of my pocket, and that doesn't even cover everything in America, okay? It covers basically, partial payment if you do a primary care visit, partial payment if you have medicine, only will pay for things like, let's say, for example, I broke my arm in a car accident. They'd make me pay like $6,000 to $12,000 out of my own pocket first, and then when I hit that threshold, then they'd pay for the rest of whatever happens with that operation and or medical treatment that I get. So American healthcare is awful. Nothing is actually covered. It's just, you pay a ton of money every month and you hope for hope that they cover enough that you don't go basically bankrupt or lose your house. I'm not even kidding. That's how healthcare works in the United States. So I'm currently paying $420 a month for my health insurance. This new packet that they sent me says, oh, well, because of inflation and because the subsidies are running out and all this nonsense, your healthcare is now going to be $510 a month in 2026. And by the way, it's exactly the same healthcare. You get absolutely nothing extra whatsoever, but you got to pay us $90 more a month for it. Oh, great. So I said, well, I definitely want to go and look at this marketplace because we have this weird marketplace that we shop for health insurance on ever since President Obama started the Affordable Care Act way back when. At this point, it was over 10 years ago, okay? What you do is every year you can go to this marketplace and you can shop for health insurance. So I said, I definitely want to see this year if I can reduce that cost. That's pretty ridiculous, paying $510 a month when I'm healthy. It'd be one thing if, I had debilitating diseases and I'm taking all kinds of medicine and they're covering it. Nothing like that at all, okay? So that's what I wanted to do tonight, and it led into something else that led to me actually being late for stream. So shout out to Caterade, who did a $5 super chat and said, it's like the South Park episode with the Butter song, Navigating the American Healthcare System. I don't know. I never saw that episode, but you're probably right. It's not easy. It's incredibly frustrating, and it's insanely time wasting, just like anything that involves medical care, banks, anything like that. Insanely time wasting. And there's actually no way to really fit it into your day if you're a busy person. You have to sacrifice time, which is why I was so late for stream tonight and why we're not gaming tonight, okay? Anyway, so I was in this office very early, and I logged in. I was looking at all these comparing different healthcare plans and stuff, and after doing it for like a half an hour, I was like, this isn't even worth it. There was only a few plans that were cheaper than the one that I was going to have. Like mine's $510 a month. There were like 2 plans that were cheaper, and basically those would have kept my cost down to what it is now, like $420 a month. but I would have actually lost some coverage, and it would have meant changing healthcare providers. I wouldn't have had my current health insurance company anymore. I would have had to go to a whole new one. For those who don't know, that's a pain in the ass, because that means you can't have the same primary care physician anymore. This medication that I have right now for my hands, because I have eczema, I can't get that from there anymore. Now I would have to completely go see a new doctor at a new healthcare place, explain the problem. They would have to re-prescribe it. It would be a big pain in the ass. Okay? So it's kind of like, is it worth it to basically swap completely from one healthcare system to another, have to go through extra appointments, extra hassle, extra thing to save this money? So after about a half an hour of looking at it, I was like, I'm probably just going to keep my existing health insurance to save myself the hassle. Now, while I was doing that, I also realized that I was starting to run low on the actual cream that I use on my hands because I have eczema. So eczema is a skin condition where you can get dry skin, rashes, sores, cuts on your hand. And unless you treat it, it just gets worse and worse and worse. It sucks. I got it. I started getting it like 4 or 5 years ago. And at first I didn't treat it. It got really bad. People started to notice on stream it was bleeding and stuff. So finally I saw a doctor. They prescribed this medication. It's just a topical ointment. I use it every once in a while. I don't even use it every night. I use it maybe every few nights when I see a bad breakout, and it heals my hand. My hand's good for a while. Then it comes back. I use it again. And I just basically have been told, you're going to have this for the rest of your life. There's nothing you can do. So it's a stupid condition. It's not a big deal. It's easily treatable. But the problem is every 6 to 8 months, I have to recontact my healthcare and say, hey, I need more cream. And then basically they have completely changed the system by which I get this cream 4 times since I started using it. The first time that I ever used this cream, I was able to just go into my app on my phone, log in with my information, explain the situation. They said, you should talk to a nurse. Okay. So I would talk to a nurse, explain the situation. The nurse would say, send me some pictures. She would send those pictures to a doctor. The doctor would say, okay, here's the cream. Okay, prescribed, done. Took maybe 10 minutes. Simple process, no problem whatsoever. Easy to do. So that's how this process started years ago, probably 4+ years ago. That's how easy the process was. Okay. The thing is, they never give me a refill. I get this tube of cream. I use it for a while. I run out. I'm like, now I need more. This sucks. I got to go through this whole process again. So basically, I've been going through this process. They keep changing it. After a while, they said, you can't talk to a nurse anymore. Now you either have to talk to like a medical assistant or an actual doctor. Okay, fine. Then they changed it. You can't do a chat conversation anymore. You have to call them and talk to them on the phone. Why? Because I'm lying to you to get a topical cream? What am I selling it on the black market? I kid you not, the cream's worth like $5. That's not even kidding. It's worth $5, this cream. No, you have to talk to them now. Okay? All right. So I started doing that. Now they've changed it again. Now, in order to get this cream, you have to do a video call with a doctor. Okay? So earlier this year, in the summertime, I want to say it was probably June-ish. Okay? I was running low on my cream again. So I did this video call through the app with the doctor. And I explained to the doctor the situation. I said, Doc, can you do me a favor? Can we set this up so that I get more of this cream so that I don't have to keep coming back to you every 6 to 8 months? Can we set it up so there's a refill so that I can just get it again without having to wait? Because every time I do this video call, I'm not kidding, the fastest it's ever taken is over 30 minutes. Okay? The doctor says, I'm going to hook you up. I'm going to get you a bigger tube and I'm going to get you a refill. As long as you refill it within a year, you're good. Sounds good to me. Puts it on order, comes to my house. Wow, it is a more amount. This is great. It's more of it. And it says right on it, you have 1 refill. Sweet. This is amazing. All right, cool. So tonight, I'm already doing all of this health insurance stuff. I'm already in the marketplace shopping for plans, doing all this shit. And by the way, for the record, it's still 6:30, 6:40. So I still have time. The stream I'm supposed to start at 7. Usually I start talking to you guys around 7:15-ish. I'm like, I have time to do this. This is fine. I have plenty of time, right? So I log in, I go to do it. All right, all I want to do is refill it. I go to the page that says, here's your current medications. And I go to click on it to say, what's my current medication? Refill it. It's blank. You don't have any medications. Well, I don't think I hallucinated the tube of cream that I've been using for 4 years. I'm pretty sure it exists. So where is it? There's nothing there. The screen's blank. So what do I do? Well, guess what I got to do? I got to initiate a video call with a doctor. It's the only way to get this cream. So I initiate the video call. First, you have to talk with a medical assistant. So this is like 6:45 p.m. So I still have time. And I'm talking with the medical assistant. And I said, here's the situation. I explained the whole thing. They say, well, it must have been that your refill expired. Then they looked at it. They said, no, wait, you were prescribed this in like June. There's no way your refill expired. This is just some kind of a stupid issue with the system. So sorry that you have to do this call again. This sucks. I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is, I guess. Let's do it then. So I said, how long? And they said, yeah, probably about 20, 30 minutes. We'll put you in the system. Okay, fine. 20, 30 minutes means I'll be on this video call like 7:15 with the doctor, and I'll be able to jump on stream and hang out with you guys and still do the stream. Maybe I'll be a few minutes late, but it won't be a big deal. All right, put me into the system. They put me into the system. The screen says current time, 7 o'clock. Wait time, 15 to 20 minutes. So I waited till like 7:20 and nothing. So I went on stream with you guys and I said, hey, so just so you guys know, I'm going to be late because I'm stuck in this stupid thing. It's going to take forever. It looks like, but they're claiming it's going to be just a few minutes and I'll be able to get this, this video call done, do the cream or whatever, and I'll be able to join you guys and we can play some Tormented Souls 2 tonight. So we actually hung out for like 10 minutes on stream and I said, all right, well, now it says I'm next in line. It actually updated. It was almost 7:30 and it's like, you're next in line. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then I guess I should actually, give my undivided attention to the app because any moment I'm supposed to be talking to this doctor. So I said, all right, bye. I didn't get the call until after 8 o'clock. So I want you to think about that. 6:45, it told me 15 to 20 minutes. I waited and waited and waited. After 8 o'clock, they put me into the fucking call. What if I didn't have a flexible job, right? What if I didn't? What if this was a serious call? What if this wasn't, I just need a refill for my cream? What if this was like, I really need help right now from a doctor and I can't get out of my house, so I need to call a doctor? I'll just keep waiting. It's fine. Anyway, so it is what it is. I didn't get to talk to the doctor till after 8. This is literally the conversation. Hi, I'm Dr. So-and-so, so I see you're here for a refill. That's right. I had a refill in the system. I don't know what happened. It disappeared. All right, I'm just going to give you a refill. Same cream, same cream. All right, have a good night. That was it. I don't even think it was 60 seconds. And this is how American healthcare works. Instead of just saying, oh, he needs a refill for the cream, just give it to him. You made me wait for over an hour to do a video call that lasted 30 seconds. Wasted everyone's time, wasted his time, wasted my time. What a great system, huh? We can't just do it through the chat room like I did 4 years ago. That's too much, not acceptable. We have to waste everyone's fucking time with this bullshit. So, oh, by the way, $510 a month for this next year, for this level of service. So anyway, that's why I was so late. And I basically jumped on the stream at 8:10 p.m. And I'm like, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm in a rotten mood now because it's not the doctor's fault, because this system is busted garbage and it wasted my time. And now I'm so late. I'm literally lost an hour of streaming. What's the point of me starting the game? If I start the game, I'll play for an hour. The stream will be over. So we're not going to make any progress in this tonight. So that's why, okay? And I apologize. I really do. I wish that didn't happen. I wish that this would have been a streamlined thing. I trusted the system. I guess I shouldn't have. It literally said it would have been done so I could be on stream on time, and it screwed me. And the best part is, he's probably not going to send me a big portion of the stuff like the last doctor did, and he's probably not going to give me a refill. He's probably just going to send me one tube, and in 6 months, I got to do this whole fucking thing again. Unbelievable, huh? And again, this is just the funny part about it is, this is not a big deal because it's me. I'm a healthy guy. It's a silly thing. It's not a major problem. Can you imagine someone in America who's actually sick and they need help and they get treated, they get thrown through these loops? Oh, well, one time you could do a chat. Oh, the next time you have to make a call. Oh, now you got to call a different person. Now you got to have a video call. Now you got to, what the fuck? Why did you change the system 4 times in 4 years? Why isn't it just this fucking system that everyone can learn and know? So you could just do it like clockwork. It's all streamlined. It's all working. For a routine refill of a topical ointment, why do I have to talk to a doctor? Are you stupid? It's a $5 fucking tube of cream. I'm not kidding. Why is this being treated like a controlled substance that someone's going to snort and get high or sell on the black market for thousands of dollars? Like, this is what I mean. This is the problem with healthcare. If they actually had intelligent fucking people running it, maybe it wouldn't be so expensive. Maybe I wouldn't have to pay $510 a month if they actually knew how to run the company so that it made sense and it was streamlined and people weren't wasting time and spending money on nothing. You see? Because how much you want to bet the fact that my time was wasted, the doctor's time was wasted, the medical assistant's time was wasted, cost more money than the tube of fucking cream. It probably just cost $500 to $1,000 for that call when it should have been no call. Just give me the fucking cream. Anyway, so that's what happened tonight. That's why I'm late. That's why there's no Tormented Souls 2 tonight. Like, there's no point. Even if I started it, we have less than an hour of gameplay, so what the fuck? And I'm already in a bad mood. I don't want to play a stressful horror game when I'm already in a bad mood. I want to start fresh. So tomorrow, we will start Tormented Souls 2 back up again. And I apologize that it didn't happen tonight for those who wanted to see it. I wanted to see it, but I got kind of screwed by American healthcare for probably the zillionth time, and it probably won't be the last. It'll probably be another 400 times in my life I'll be screwed over by them. And this is the problem. Because why didn't you do it at another time? Doesn't matter when I do it. Literally doesn't matter when I do it. It will still be a nightmare that wastes my time. Really, I mean it. Like, there's nothing that can be done to make this better. If I call in the morning, it's just as stressful. If I call in the middle of the day, it's just as stressful. If I call on my day off, it's just as stressful. It'll just be the same bullshit, you know? So that's life, I guess. I guess if you wonder in another 6 to 8 months where I am, why I'm late for a stream, or, you know, why I come to a stream all pissy, you'll probably figure it out. No, you got to do it during normal business hours. You have to abide by their rules. You have to do the calls during normal business hours, which, of course, you have to abide by when they're available. Not you, even though you're the patient, whenever they're available for the system. That's when I have to call and do this video call. Isn't it great? Isn't it fucking great? No dab hands. Like I said, the doctor didn't set me up with repeat refills. The doctor probably is just going to send me a small tube of this cream that'll run out right away. That's what I mean. This is American healthcare. Every time I do it and I do the video call, it's a different doctor who does something completely differently. Sometimes I get a big tube. Sometimes I get a small tube. Sometimes I get a refill. Sometimes I don't. No, I literally explained to this doctor that I was supposed to have a refill and I didn't get it. It disappeared from the system. So, do you think he gave me a refill? Even if he did give me a refill, what would be the point when the system will probably just delete it anyway? Right? Doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure that last doctor knew what he was doing. It even said on the paperwork that came with the cream, 1 refill. Then I go into the system to get the refill, gone. Yes, that is true. Unless you have a primary care physician who you specifically schedule every time in America, you'll end up seeing different doctors every time you go to the doctor. It's absolutely true. The only way you can get the same doctor is to specifically request your primary care physician every time. And if you do, you have to wait. They'll be like, well, we can get you in right away, but you're going to see someone else. Or you could wait for your physician and wait 2 months. It's a hell of a system. It really is. But, you know, from what I'm to understand, there's actually even worse systems. Like the way I see it in America, it's chaotic. It's not like orderly and it's expensive. In other countries, it's orderly, but you just, and it's not expensive, but you have to wait fucking a million years to see a doctor. So what's better? To have to go through a bunch of stressful hoops to hopefully get some kind of healthcare and then pay a bunch of money, but you don't know if your problem gets solved, or to have to wait 6 months to see the doctor, but then you don't have to pay for it, but then you're suffering for 6 months. I don't know. You tell me. It sounds like all the healthcare around the world is fucked up, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound like all healthcare is just messed up and someone needs to like actually figure something out? But I'm not in the industry, so I guess it ain't gonna be me. I'm just some asshole. Slayer, thank you for $5. He sent me a $5 tip. Let's get Slayer a little gobble action tonight. Here we go. Thank you, Slayer. And let's see what he says. He's going to tell us about Singaporean healthcare. I'd love to hear this. Let's see what he has to say. Oh, we got another gobbler. I'll shout that one out in a second. So Slayer says, it's a shame you went through this ordeal. In Singapore, citizens have heavy subsidized costs for healthcare for visits, medication, and treatment. And we have the system called Medisave. It's under our savings called Central Provident Fund. Yes, they actually have had those in the United States, like medical savings plans, I believe is what they are called, where some of your money would automatically every month go into this like savings account. So if something goes wrong with your health, it draws from that account first. We've had stuff like that too. In my lifetime, I'm not even kidding. There's been like 3 or more different ways that our government has done healthcare. When I was younger, it was different. When I was kind of in my 20s to 30s, it was different. Then Obamacare / the Affordable Care Act passed, and now it's different again. And I would not be shocked if it changes again, because what's happening now is our current government is now conservative dominated, and the conservatives hate what President Obama set up. They hate the Affordable Care Act. Right now, all the subsidies for it have run out. So basically, it's not affordable anymore. Like, it was only affordable when the government was subsidizing it with money, but now they've taken the money away, so now it's unaffordable. I guarantee we're going to end up having to redo healthcare again. From the ground up, it's going to be like completely redone. I almost guarantee it. So, Alex from Phoenix, thanks for $5. He says, it happens, King. It's BS. Some days you have no control over what's going to happen. We move on to the next day, and I hope that you get it sorted. Play some Tetris. Tetris. That's a random request. I don't think I'll be playing Tetris tonight. But yeah, ultimately, it's just a bunch of stressful stuff. Really. It's just, you would think it's healthcare. So when you deal with it, you're probably already stressed. Like, again, for me, it's not, because it's just a freaking eczema. It's not a big deal. But imagine someone who has like a real chronic illness, someone who actually has a debilitating disease, and every time that they need to deal with the healthcare system, it's insane stress. It's incredibly expensive. It's just a whole ordeal. I'm not exaggerating when I say this to all of you tonight. I bet half the people in this country that are sick don't bother going to the doctor. I bet they're just like, it's not worth it. I'm just not going to go. And then they sit there sick and suffering. And I bet there's a bunch of people who end up, to be honest, passing away or getting even worse health just because our healthcare system is so busted, so stressful, so incoherent. They just don't want to deal with it, right? Like, unless I'm on my last legs about to die, don't go to the doctor, because it's just going to waste my time and just cost me a lot of money. Do you guys remember, and by the way, I have another tip to shout out, but do you guys remember years ago in 2020, so during the COVID outbreak, right? I had chronic ear infections. The first time I contacted my health insurance, they said, here's just some stuff to put in your ear. The second time I got it again, they said, here's some stuff to put in your ear. The third time I contacted them, they said, here's some stuff to put in your ear. I'm not kidding. Finally, the fourth time, they refused to give me the stuff. They said, well, you keep breaking out with this ear infection. I was like, yes, I know. And I really would like to get to the bottom of it. They said, well, we refuse to give you the medicine. You have to now go see a clinic. Once you go to the clinic and they confirm your problem, we'll give you the medicine again. So I went to a clinic. I'm not kidding you. This is the height of COVID, 2020. They made me drive over an hour away from my home to go to a clinic that was in their network. Okay? I go to the clinic. This guy, who's not a doctor, comes and says, what's the problem? I think I have a bad ear infection. I've already gotten the same medication 4 times for it. I need it again. He said, okay, let me look. He takes the thing, looks at my ear, goes, you got an ear infection. I said, no shit, Sherlock. I've been dealing with it all year. I didn't need to come here. This was a complete waste of my time. So he prescribed the same exact medication I'd already been using. Then he gave me a referral. And that referral was to see a specialist for the ear infection. Okay? I called the doctor, the ear specialist, to get the appointment. The earliest appointment they would give me was 3 months out. A 3-month wait for someone who's had chronic ear infections all year. So here's what happened. I did make the appointment. Okay, I did. But then, as the appointment was getting closer, something happened with Kat and I couldn't go. All right. So I had to call the doctor and say, God, I'm sorry, I can't come to the appointment. Can we reschedule? Do you want to know what they told me? 3-month wait. So you know what I said? Fuck it. And I never went. And instead, I made lifestyle changes. I stopped wearing headphones. I stopped using Q-tips. I did all these things that I guessed were actually the reason why I was getting the ear infections. And you want to know what happened? I stopped getting ear infections. I haven't had an ear infection since. So all I had to do was self-correct my own actions, and I cured the problem myself. Now I'm actually able to wear headphones. I do. I wear headphones, on stream. I wear headphones personally in the house. I don't get ear infections anymore because basically I just don't wear them all the time anymore, and I don't clean my ears with Q-tips anymore, which is what I used to do, and I think that's what actually caused it to begin with. So basically, by ignoring the healthcare system, I solved my own problem. If I wanted to actually get cured, it was months and months of waiting and stress. I had to do that hour drive to go to a clinic for no fucking reason. That's American healthcare. So I wouldn't blame a single person who lives here, who pays out the ass every month for health insurance to get that level of care. I wouldn't blame you if you don't trust the system and you don't want to get healthcare. I wouldn't. And it's a shame because, again, luckily for me, my problems have not been serious problems. Ear infections, eczema, big fucking deal. Imagine someone who has high cholesterol and blood pressure, someone who has diabetes, someone who has a blood disease, someone who has, you know what I'm saying? Serious shit going on. And the stress they must go fucking through just to get to talk to someone who knows anything. Unreal. Anyway, I got a $5 tip here. It's from Slayer again. Okay, thank you, Slayer. He says he wants to continue. He wasn't done talking about Singaporean healthcare. Thank you, Slayer, for the tip. He says, to continue, Medisave, which all citizens have, deducts the cost of chronic conditions or general conditions for 60 years and above. We also have a limit a year, which we can use, but it's more affordable for everyone and accessible to everyone here, so there's no need to avoid doctors. There you go. Here, I mean, I'm not even kidding you. Stuff that should be covered. There was this time many years ago, okay? I think it was actually, I want to say it was around the time when Kat had just moved here, okay? And she had to get a routine test done. Just a routine test. And it wasn't like a CAT scan or something. It was like a routine, I don't even remember exactly what it was. It might have been something to do with like a blood test or something. In fact, that's what it was. It was a blood test. She just had to have a routine blood test done. Okay? She'd had it done a million times before in her life. But she made the mistake of moving to Washington State. And of course, that means she had to change her health insurance. She had to change all these things. We go to the doctor. They said, you need to have this blood test done. Okay. Blood test gets done. We get a bill for like $500 for a blood test. Are you out of your fucking mind? There is nothing involved in the taking of blood, putting it on a slide, running it through a quick test. Nothing there costs $500 at all. Blood tests were not invented yesterday. They're not new technology that we now have to fund because they discovered how to do it and it's really expensive. Blood tests have been around for a zillion years now. Okay? There's no reason that a blood test should cost $500. And we had to fight and fight and fight that bill. I'm not kidding you. We fought that bill for like 8 months. And finally, after 8 months, they stopped bothering us. So someone paid it, and it wasn't us, because we weren't paying $500 for a blood test. They're out of their fucking minds. That's just, it's wild how it works. And another major problem is the healthcare companies, these health insurance companies, their actual job is to find ways to deny you coverage and save them money. They actually have entire departments dedicated to how do we not pay anything? Because that makes us money, and it's profitable now. We're a profitable company. It's not help the person who's sick, get them treatment to keep them alive. It's how do we deny as many claims as we possibly can this year so we save money? That's the problem with for-profit healthcare, because it's not actual healthcare. It's like if you win the lottery and you're the lucky one that they're going to pay your medical bill, but everyone else gets screwed. So anyway, I know I'm ranting here. I know, I know it's a pain, but it is what it is. It's very frustrating. It's very annoying. And I just had to deal with it tonight. And that's why I was so late. You know, again, here it is 8:44 already. There was no point in me trying to stream this game tonight when I was so frustrated. Now I got it off my chest. Okay. Oh, I believe that. Kratos Fanboy says, I had a friend who worked at an insurance company and they have an internal quota of denied claims that they need to make. It's sickening. You're right. And you know what? They hope that when they deny your claim, you won't dispute it. Because hey, if you don't dispute it, we won. We already saved the money. That's their job, to make sure they don't pay for anything. But then again, it's like we've already said, in other countries who have the national healthcare system, everyone gets healthcare, but you end up waiting so long for it, it might be too late to even help you. You have to suffer endlessly for months and months through your problem until they'll see you. So what's worse? I mean, I don't even know. I'll be honest, I don't think that we have a human solution for proper healthcare yet. Where is the best healthcare system in the world right now? Does anyone even know? Where is it? What country has the best healthcare? I'm curious. Is it the Netherlands? Someone just said the Netherlands. Is that true? Japan? What's Japan's healthcare system? Finland? Yeah, I wonder what these all are. Huh. And I wonder what's the difference between that. Definitely it's different than ours, but is it different than the nationalized healthcare? Thank you, Slayer. He says, over here, our limit is about $500 or $700 for chronic and general use. For elders is $300. If they have enough coverage, they didn't need to pay anything and just use Medisave to cover the bill. Yeah, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, my deductible is ridiculous. I'm pretty sure they said it was something like $6,000 in some cases, but up to a maximum of $12,000 in other cases. Now, that's in addition to me already paying $510 a month that they're going to start charging me in January. So, do the math. Over $6,000 a year, I'm already paying out of pocket just to have the health insurance. Now, if something goes wrong, you're expecting me to pay another $6,000 out of pocket, or maybe up to $12,000 before you'll actually pay for anything? What kind of a fucking system is that? And again, it's because every year it gets worse. Like, every year they charge you more, but then they reduce the amount that they're covering. So it's insane how our system works. I'm also curious how it works for the super wealthy, because the super wealthy probably just pay for everything because they're wealthy, right? Like, if you have tons of money, you don't need health insurance. You fucking pay for everything out of pocket. You probably do. I don't know. Probably rolling in so much money. Why would they care? So Caterade did a $5 super chat. He says, from what I gather, Taiwan is ranked the best country for healthcare. Is that true? Also, Obama did a $5 super chat. My bad, I skipped it. I'll go back to it in a second. So Taiwan, what does Taiwan do different from everybody else? What kind of healthcare system does Taiwan have? Taiwan's healthcare system, known as the National Health Insurance, is a single-payer, universal healthcare program that provides comprehensive coverage to 99% of the population. So, key features. All legal residents of Taiwan are eligible for it. Single payer. The government is the sole payer for healthcare, eliminating the need for private health insurance. Affordable premiums. The premiums are based on income and are affordable for most Taiwanese citizens. Comprehensive coverage. NHI covers a wide range of medical services, including inpatient and outpatient care, medications. Quality control. The government regulates and monitors healthcare providers to ensure quality and safety. So, it sounds similar to, say, Canada or the UK, but what's the difference that theirs is better? Because again, I hear that these nationalized healthcare systems, you have to wait a ridiculously long time to get healthcare. Like, it's paid for, great, but you'll say, oh my God, I got a stomach ache. Okay, you can see the doctor in 2 weeks, but I have a stomach ache now. Wait 2 weeks. What if I die? I don't know. So I don't know. It doesn't really explain. Challenges, their aging population is putting pressure on their system. Rising healthcare costs are becoming a concern. The government is working to address the challenges by improving efficiency, promoting preventative care, and exploring new financing mechanisms. I guess the question is, does the government actually own the system? Meaning, does the government own the actual medical facilities? Are doctors considered government employees. That could be a critical difference. Here in the United States, all the healthcare is privatized. Every doctor is independent. Sometimes they do work under like groups, but for the most part, it's all independent shit. So therefore, that's the problem. Price gouging, issues with, the cost. You can't, like, how do you keep the cost of healthcare down when it's independent and there's no regulation on it? That's kind of the problem here. That's why, remember, there was just an epidemic. They were saying the EpiPen that people need for people who have allergic reactions and shit, that the price of the EpiPen was supposed to go up to like exorbitant amounts of money. What the hell? Really? Now, if the government controlled and owned it, it wouldn't be an issue. They would control that pricing. See? I don't know. Again, I don't know how it works. Obama the Clock did a $5 super chat and says, I saw a homeless man today, and I said, no, Phil deserves it more. I'll give it to him. Good for you. Good on you for giving any kind of charity to the homeless and instead tipping it to me. That's good of you. I mean, listen, it's your money, and you're free to do with it as you wish. That is the God's honest truth, I'm sure it's a very serious comment that he made there, too. Very nice. Someone tipped $2 says car insurance has gotten bad, too. Every year my premium seems to be going up. I haven't noticed that. Maybe it's just because we don't really get into car accidents like ever. But my car insurance is actually one thing I don't have complaints about. It really hasn't increased. So in that case, I don't know. It maybe depends on what kind of car you drive. Maybe it depends on your age range. Maybe it depends on if you've gotten into accidents before. But that hasn't really happened to me personally. Oh, excuse me. Slayer did another $5 super chat. So that would be half of what he did before, which was $760. So this would be like $330. All right, so that gets us up to $50. And he says, in Singapore, we don't have a private insurance. We need to pay to afford healthcare, but insurance is covered even more. Waiting times aren't long here. So you have like a hybrid system. You have like a savings thing. You have an insurance hybrid system, but also the government is heavily handed and involved in it, so it keeps the cost of the healthcare down. Well, I don't know. I mean, see, I have an international audience, and you guys all have completely different stuff. Really, you do. And I don't know if there's an answer. Like, I've heard horror stories from all over the world about healthcare and how it lets people down all the time. I don't know. I'm not a political guy. I'm certainly not a healthcare guy. All I can tell you is my own personal experiences. It's frustrating. Every time I have to deal with something with healthcare, it's like a fucking stressful nightmare. It really is. Like, it's just like, oh my God, again, I got to deal with this shit. It's like, it never ends. Every 6 to 8 months, I got to do a video call with someone, a doctor, whoever. I tell them exactly the same fucking story, and they send me the tube again. And it always takes me like 2 hours. It's always a waste of my time. Retro Danny, we didn't get to Tormented Souls tonight. Rewind if you want to know why. Very frustrating stream tonight. I intended to play the game tonight. We didn't. That's why we're just kind of like chilling and shooting the shit. It sucks because we did a chill with Phil last night. I had zero intention of doing this again tonight. It's just life, Blue Miss says, I'm telling you, if you want to get to other countries, they don't take Americans the same way other people can get into there. You need the money to do it. Oh, I'm well aware of that. I am 100% aware that in the United States, we have this bizarre swinging door policy for people to come into the country, while in other countries, you have to qualify your visit. You have to actually explain and justify why you're there, and you get checked in on all the time. If you have a visa to visit for 2 months and you're a day past 2 months, someone's knocking on your fucking door. What are you still doing here? Get the fuck out. And if you don't leave, they grab your ass and they fucking deport you. You need to justify your visiting these countries. The United States is bizarrely different, that we just let people in and don't ever follow up on it. And then we have this insane immigration problem of people just staying here. And then they're getting subsidies. They're getting free food. They're getting these SNAP benefits and all kinds of crazy shit, even though they're not even fucking citizens. It's insane. I don't want to click on Cuba's healthcare or Swedish healthcare. All right, at this point, we now talked about healthcare for 45 straight minutes. I'm frustrated, but I think that, I think that we should just chill now for the rest of the night. We only have about a half an hour left on this stream, which really sucks, All right. Well, what do you guys want to talk about for about another 30 to 40 minutes? Because now you got my time and I got nothing else to do. It sucks. How about this? Tomorrow, I'm going to purposefully make sure I don't try to do anything before the stream. Tomorrow, I will make it that my undivided attention. We're not even doing a podcast tomorrow. So we will go right into the half an hour hangout and then right into Mortal Kombat. So we're going to get 3-4 hours of Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero tomorrow. Tomorrow night, all right, I'll make sure I'm not trying to do anything before the late stream whatsoever, that instead we will actually try to get into Tormented Souls 2 again. Because this sucks. I know people wanted to see it tonight and they're disappointed, and I'm sorry for that. You know me, I hate overpromising and under-delivering. This was an extenuating circumstance, and tomorrow we'll get back on track. Fair enough? Cool. So that being said, guys, we got about 30, 40 minutes left to just hang out. We can talk about whatever you want. You can tag me in either chat. I want to say thanks to those who have already contributed. You guys are awesome. But I'll tell you right now, I don't think we're hitting a support goal tonight, and it's not anyone's fault. You would be here to support a game, but I'm not playing a game. We already chilled with Phil last night. I'd be shocked if tonight we hit the goal. There's nothing I can really do about it. All right? What really stinks is we were actually going to be, if we hit the goal tonight, and then we were probably going to definitely hit the goal for Mortal Kombat tomorrow, we were going to do DSP Tries It tomorrow. But now it looks like we're not going to. Because we're not going to hit the goal tonight, and we're not going to hit 2 goals tomorrow. So it is what it is. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Did you guys know that earlier today, I instituted something on Kick? Earlier today, the Kick viewers were yelling at me, saying that they absolutely want to get their text messages back and moral support highlights in the chat. But they wanted me to set up a goal for it. They said, what is the goal that we have to reach so we can get these back? And I said, all right, I'll tell you. 125 subs by the end of the week. So that included all day today, all day tomorrow, and all day Friday. If we hit 125 subs on Kick by the end of this week, I will turn on those text messages. And I will not disable them unless there's an absolute necessity because there's some kind of a weird bug or something discovered. That's why we turned them off to begin with, because trolls were actually coming in and doxing people and saying racist shit. So we had to turn them off completely. All right? So you asked for it. You got it. You got a goal. 125 subs by the end of the week. How many do we have right now? I'll tell you. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. We currently have 14. So we need 111. 111 subs by the end of the week. So if you want to get highlighted moral support text messages on the Kick chat, what you need to do right now is you need to reach down into your pocket. You need to pull out your wallet. You got to open it up. You got to get that form of payment. You got to enter it into your computer, enter it into your phone, enter it into, I don't know what the fuck you use to watch streams anymore. Who knows? You probably have a chip in your head and you're watching it through some fucking pop-up display in your eyeball right now. And you got to enter and you got to get a sub. If you're not a sub, you got to become a sub. If you are a sub, you got to gift a sub. And if you've already become a sub and you've gifted a sub, well, God's sakes, you got to gift more subs. 111 left. Let's go. Let's go right now. Let's get a rallying of subscriptions over on Kick tonight, right now, to hit the goal, to make it happen, to get those text messages. We can make up for this weird night right now if someone was generous. Slayer says, another topics I've been enjoying Outer Worlds 2. It runs well on his ROG Ally X. And it's hard to get the perfect build. You need high stats for certain things. I'll be starting Outer Worlds 2 this coming Sunday. I don't know if people will like it or not. We'll find out. There's no commitment to have to keep playing it, but I would hope that it is good. I don't know. No, I did not know that Twitch subs were increased to $6. That's hilarious. It just gets worse and worse over there. Fuck that place. What are the games currently waiting to get into rotation? Well, we would definitely at some point want to bring back Super Mario Galaxy 2 and finish it, right? Well, we're going to try Outer Worlds 2 on Sunday. We do have some games that we've tested out, including My Friendly Neighborhood, Left 4 Dead 2, No, I'm Not a Human, Poppy Playtime, and My Side, any of which could actually hit the rotation if we need another game. Okay? Next week, the next actual big new release is Call of Duty Black Ops 7. That's going to start on next Friday. Okay. So we're going to be balancing Pokemon, Tormented Souls 2, Mortal Kombat Collection, and American Truck Sim with these other games. That's going to be the balance that we're going to be working on soon. Okay. I have just received a generous $10 tip from You're Not Funny. Here's some money towards the lotion fund. Gee, thanks. Like I said, this eczema cream that I get is cheap. I'm not even kidding you. I think it's a $5 bill. It's incredibly inexpensive. So why they make me jump through hoops to get it is absolutely ludicrous. Like I said, 2 hours. I want you to think about this. 2 hours of my time wasted. Right? Okay, maybe not 2, because I started the conversation with them around like 6:45, and the conversation ended at like 8:10. So an hour and a half of my time wasted to get this refill of cream. My time is valuable. I don't know about you guys if you knew this. My time is valuable when I'm on stream. All right? We do fun stuff. You enjoy the time with me, and I make money. I couldn't make money because I wasn't on stream because these people made me waste my time. So what actually should happen is I call in, all right? I do the video call. They send me the medicine for free, and then they send me $150 for wasting my time. That's what should have happened. I should have received a $150 deposit in my bank account from my health insurance company for wasting my time. I'm a very, very important professional in my industry. My time is money. You understand? Yes, I'm going back to Mario Galaxy 2. You don't have to worry about that, King Michael. I want to go back to it. We just got to find the right time to do it. So we will return to it at some point. Yes, if we hit 125 kick subs by the end of Friday, it will bring back text messages in the moral support messages for good. Only exception is if there's a glitch that somehow trolls can use it to do horrible things. Like I said, doxing, racist stuff. We can't have that. That's why we turned them off to begin with. But I'll turn them back on if we hit this goal by the end of the week. Dunsfelter says there was 100 kicks from Featherless Biped. Well, thank you, Featherless Biped, for 100 kicks. Sorry that I missed it. I will play you an animation. Ready? Here we go. And here we go. And here we go. Ready? Thank you, Featherless Biped. I know it says Kevin. Eventually, the system will work, and it'll actually say your real name and everything. This is the bootleg way I have to do it for now. Okay? I wonder what'll happen, Slayer, with Outer Worlds 2, if people will like it or not. I don't know. Yeah, that is true. So Dabhands made a good point. He said, I'm surprised there's no early access for big spenders to Black Ops 7 this year. There's not. There's actually no way to play Black Ops 7 early. Everyone gets it the same day. They did not do exclusive early access, pay extra money to play it early this year. And they always do that shit. So I wonder what happened. But I was just going to play it on Game Pass regardless. I wasn't going to pay extra money to play it early. Tomorrow, we are doing Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. We're going to start Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero on the first stream, which apparently is an atrociously bad, infamously bad game. One of the worst of the PS1 era. I can't wait to try it. If it's really bad, I think we'll all laugh at how bad it is. So I'm excited to give it a go tomorrow. It should be good. Okay? You can play campaign and zombies early. Who gives a shit about that? Who wants to play campaign early? That's stupid as shit. I just want to play the multiplayer anyway. I don't care about that. Yes, we'll have to see, Slayer. I do hope that people enjoy the game in the playthrough, but we'll see what happens on Sunday. Again, no commitment, which is good. All right. What else do you guys want to talk about tonight? We still have about 20 to 30 minutes. Tag me in chat. Let's see what you want to talk about. Jade, how are you? Good to see you. Sorry that we're not doing Tormented Souls tonight because of nonsense that happened, but now we're just chilling. We'll get back to the swing of things tomorrow. Sneed Cobain says, thoughts on the New York City mayor election? No. No thoughts. Awesome. I'm glad that you're going to try Fallout 4 for yourself, Max Power. He says he was watching my playthrough and now he wants to do his own. I'm glad to hear that. How many subs for me to brainwash the return of smart guys with wings as the co-host? No. I'm not going to bring back smart guys because I'm not interested in watching pro wrestling. Have I maxed out my weights yet? No. But in the next 1 to 2 weeks, I actually am going to probably start increasing the weight again. Because I've basically been trying to do a good amount of reps, increasing the reps, feeling more comfortable with the weight I was doing. And then I was trying to add in more exercises. Like I said, I was trying to add in push-ups, which I have, doing different things. Just this week, I'm finally starting to feel nice and when you feel like you hit your stride and it's safer, that's when you have to increase the weight. Because if it starts to feel like it's not so much of a strain anymore and you're not really getting that big burn you used to get, that's when you increase the weight. So I'm getting there. I mean, either next week or the week after. It depends on how things go. But I'm gonna start again. But like I said, I probably can increase the weight maybe like 3 times, 3 more times. I'm trying to remember how much I have left. Because I have 2 more normal increments, and there's like a tiny increment at the end. And then I'm out. Then I'm maxed. So we'll have to see. Swago Nito says, did you figure out a way for recovery? I get issues after getting a good pump. What do you mean issue? What kind of issues? What do you mean by that? What issues are you getting? I've never ridden a pogo stick. No, I've never ridden a pogo stick before. Oh. Colonel Zeppelin says, you ever think about trying weird sodas? They have flavors like bacon, turkey, and stuffing. I don't want to think about that, man. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You get muscle strains? Well, if you're getting muscle strains, it could be many different things. It could be that you are using too much weight and your body wasn't ready for that much yet. It could be that you're not getting a good stretch in before you work out, and therefore you're shocking the muscle too much and you're hurting it. It could be many different things, but I mean, I'm not a personal trainer. You have to consult a professional. No, I don't use an app to keep track of my workout progress. I keep it up here. I keep it up here. I remember the reps. I remember the weights. I remember everything in my head. I don't use any this. The thing is, if you use all that shit, you're basically not exerting enough mental, you know what I'm saying? You're not using enough of your brain to do. If you I don't want to rely on everything to be automated around me. I'd rather think about it, what I'm doing and actively know in my head, here's where I am, you know. Not, oh, let's just do it, and then you turn it on, you look at your fucking spreadsheet, okay, this, that, did it. I want to do it for myself. That's how I used to do it. Back in the early 2000s when I used to work out, that's how I did it. I always kept it in my head. It was like mental storage as opposed to just let a million fucking robots tell you how you're doing. And I don't know. I feel like it's a more personal touch if you're doing it yourself. It doesn't really matter if you have a spreadsheet, if you have a program that tracks it. There's nothing wrong with that. I just prefer to do it myself. No, Jade, tonight, there was nothing wrong with Tormented Souls 2. I had a thing that happened that delayed my ability to be on stream. It was regarding healthcare and getting a refill on a medication I need for my hands. It was a big, stressful bullshit thing that happened. So I ended up being so late, I would have had an hour to play the game, so there was no point in even starting it. So we just hung out instead, which sucks because I wanted to play the game, but we'll get back on track tomorrow. I could do a push-up forever $50. You would get ripped fast, trust me. Huh? What? My problem is, I mean, I could easily do a push-up for you guys right now. I don't have a setup where I could do it. Remember when I was going to show you that I had a camera that I had set on the other side of the office over there, but I don't have that camera set up anymore. I only have this camera here, which is for the face cam for gameplay, and I have this camera here, which obviously is for the podcasting style. I don't have a third camera set up to show the floor anymore. So I couldn't even show it to you right now, even if I wanted to. There's nothing that would show me on the floor, I don't think. I mean, you could kind of see the floor here, but not really. Like, this is the floor. So you wouldn't be able to really see it. The chair would block it. So it wouldn't even be worth it. I can move the camera around, but all you're going to end up seeing is my setup here. You're not going to be able to see the floor or nothing. So, yeah. What is this view? This is the crotch view. This is the crotch cam. See? Do you like it? This is the crotch and the baguette view. The crotch baguette shot. It's great. It took me a long time to perfect this one, to have a nice long baguette and also showcase my crotch. There you go. Yeah, see it on camera. Bad view. Thanks all. Well, that's like the best I could do with my setup. That's like the best you could do with the setup here. And how did it look? I couldn't see it at all. Did it look all right? Oh, here we go. Hold on. How did it look? Could you actually tell I was doing the push-ups? Of course it wasn't perfect form. Dude, I'm doing it in an insanely cramped spot here. There's like no room. My legs couldn't barely be all the way out because I'm kicking over my fucking wires and shit. So I knew it wasn't going to look good. That's what I mean. It didn't look good at all, did it? I wasn't using my knees. But again, you can't see it. It's terrible, a terrible camera angle. You can't actually tell. I wasn't using my knees at all. I was only on the tips of my toes. I don't even know, how do you do push-ups from the knees? I don't even understand that. I've never seen that before. I've literally not once seen a person do push-ups with their knees. How do you do it with your knees? I've only ever done it from the tips of my toes, so I don't even understand what you mean by that. Well, did someone do something? Someone said someone did 100 kicks? Oh, Dark Side Dabbing did 100 kicks for that rousing 5 push-ups. Gee, thanks, Dark Side Dabbing. I appreciate that. Wow. Now, if only we could get, let's see, another 84 more of those, or something. No, 88 more of those will hit the goal. There we go. Yeah, I didn't even know you could do it with your knees, so you guys brought it up the other day. I had no idea that that was even possible. I just, I've only seen people do the proper form for a push-up, so I don't even know how you would do a push-up with your knees. No, I've literally never done that before. I've only done it properly. Thank you to Soul at 2 a.m. for a $5 super chat. And he says, I just joined. The first thing I heard was a crotch baguette. Well, there you go. Did you see the crotch baguette? What's the point of doing a push-up with your knees if then you're not going to get the work you need to work on your muscles? The whole point of doing the push-up, you work your chest, you work your triceps, right? You're getting all these different muscle groups working. If you're using your knees, there's no pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like, does it even do anything? Cloud Siffler, we couldn't do the gameplay stream because of nonsense. You can rewind if you want to know why. Had to do with bullshit with my health insurance and going on a stupid video call. It was a major waste of my time, and it was too late to start the game. Blokesy did a £5 super chat. Playing through all the Sonic games again, I'm genuinely curious. Do you think 06 is one of the worst games ever made? It's no use PTSD? No. When I played it, I actually enjoyed it for what it was. And what I mean by that is, it's supposed to be $6 actually. So now we're at 73, I think. I feel like the game actually had good intention and actually could have been good if the game was finished. But you can tell as you play it, the game's not finished. There's entire stages that they rushed and there's parts missing. The physics are all effed up in certain parts, which is why the game completely glitches out in the middle of running. It's just a mess, right? But honestly, I didn't think it was as bad as a lot of people made it out to be, because if they had finished the game, it might have actually been a good outing. And it's a shame because it's so epic, had great music, right? The music was actually really good in that game. Just, that was like the best part. I've never done a plank. I don't know about planks or how those work. No, I already said I don't have a camera back there to do it anymore. I used to have the 3 cameras set up, but then I started having issues with my USB. So I just started using 2 camera setup, and now I don't have that problem anymore. But yeah, like I used to have a 3rd camera that was way back there at my TV, and I don't have that anymore. So I can't do the wide angle shot anymore. I had to get rid of it when I had a million USB malfunctions. Remember how often that was happening? It was very frustrating. So a plank is like a push-up. You hold yourself up at your elbows and forearms, and you hold for a certain amount of time. So you're just using your elbows and forearms flat on the ground, and you're using the tips of your toes. So you're not actually moving. You're just holding in place. I never did that before. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe I would try that sometime. It's a core muscle exercise, and your stomach is roaring after a few minutes. Interesting. Does that work? Would that help me with my spare tire? Maybe I should do it. A stupid spare tire I need to get rid of. Mozzie did a $2 super chat. Would you ever do a workout DVD lift with Phil? I told you, I will provide actual videos of me working out for $5,000. If someone drops $5,000 of contributions, I will provide workout footage. I'll actually do it good too. Like I'll actually do a variety of exercises. I'll show you here. I'll show you sit-ups. I'll show you some curls. I'll show you. I'm trying to think what would show on camera well. The sit-ups definitely, the curls definitely. Probably, well, the tricep exercises might not film as well. Because all I have right now is my phone. That's all I have to film with. So I'd have to make do. But I would do several different exercises. Oh, squats are easy. Squats. But it's $5,000. It's that simple. I was not aware that there is a Ralph versus Rakita feud. I don't know anything about it. Muscle is under the fat, but it won't show until you lose it. True and false. I'm getting cut right here, like under the rib cage, right here. These muscles are all getting cut now from the amount of sit-ups that I'm doing. But then you got the stupid spare tire here. So it's kind of like I'm cut and ripped here and then, flab. Like, it's so fucking annoying. Just get rid of the goddamn flab. Then I'd probably start to see the muscles there. I can't see them. It's very frustrating. Well, we got halfway to a goal tonight, folks. I can only stick around for about another 10 minutes. So last chance again, if you want to support tonight's stream. Sucks because if we hit the goal tonight, we would only have to hit it tomorrow for Mortal Kombat. We'd be doing DSP Tries It tomorrow, which I wanted to do, and I thought for sure we'd be doing it. But then this happened tonight, out of my control, very frustrating. But I thank you for at least getting me halfway to a goal. Just bullshitting like this is pretty nice of you. And for the record, no, because someone's like, would you do curls on stream? I told you, real workout videos for 5K. I'm not going to do curls. I'm working out tonight, actually. So I don't want to be doing curls on stream and then working out after and overexerting. I want to do my normal stuff tonight. That's right. I did 5 push-ups as a free trial. You just couldn't see them. They looked like shit, I'm sure. I have no idea what that looked like. I'm sure it looked like ass because that's a horrible camera angle. Well, it is 5 bands, Sneed Cobain, but I had to stop saying 5 bands because people were saying they don't even understand that lingo. And I'm like, oh, but that's what LTG says. So I thought that's like hip, what all the kids say. So you guys would know immediately when I say 5 bands that it would be 5K. But people didn't understand me. They were very confused. They didn't get it. So I had to, I had to change it back and say $5,000 now. C Murda did 100 kicks. Thank you to C Murda for 100 kicks. Here we go. I appreciate that. We're up to 76. Can we get to 200? Excuse me. Can we get to 100 right now? Can we get some rally? Can we get a single sub over on Kick? Do we even have a sub tonight on Kick? Can we get 1 sub on Kick? 1 freaking sub? Can we get a member? Can we get a super chat? Can we get a tip? Can we get to $100 tonight? Let's go. Oh, that's right. There was 1 sub. He was from the troll. I said detractor. That's right. I forgot. So the only contribution, the only sub we got tonight on Kick was a detractor. Seriously? What is going on? Future Stepdad was here earlier, but I think he took off when he saw that I wasn't going to play the game. Because he was here at the very beginning of the stream, and then he disappeared. Princess Luna gifted us a membership tonight. Thank you, Princess Luna. I appreciate that. We actually did get a membership tonight. That's nice of you. C Murda with another 100 kicks. Thank you, C Murda. Tweeter says, I'm out right now. I don't want to get scolded. Tweeter, shame on you. Shame on you for trying to run from the stream to avoid getting scolded. Accept the scolding anyway. Take the scolding, brother. Everyone shamed Tweeter immediately for not wanting to be shamed. Shamed him. Why not stream my workout? I'm so close to hitting the mark because my workout is worth more than the rest of tonight's goal. My workout is worth $5,000. That's why. I should go into healthcare with that price. You're right. Listen, for the amount, let's be real. For the amount of content that would be made if I actually did show myself working out, it is worth $5,000 and then some. With the incredible amount of people who would watch and analyze the workout footage, it's worth way more. You have to understand there's literally an entire community of people who create content off of everything I do. And if you ever saw me actually really workout footage, that would be so micro-analyzed. It would be so fucking ripped apart. There'd be viewing parties of it. They'd probably contact fitness professionals to say how bad I am at exercising and say, oh, you see, he's terrible. It's worth $5,000 or more. It really is. No, and here's the other thing too, like the 5K has to be a contribution. It has to be like a reputable contribution. Now, someone does a $5,000 tip because they're just going to charge that shit back. I'm not stupid. I'm not fucking dumb. It would have to be like through a clearance process. So it'd have to be like through YouTube. So that way we know I'm going to get it. It's not, oh, I'm going to pull it back after you fucking provide the videos. It would be, I make sure I get the money and then you get the videos. That's correct. If someone did a $5,000 contribution on YouTube, I'd only get around 3,000. So you'd have to actually do like 7,000. You have to do like a $7,000 super chat, and then I would get 5,000 out of it. Then I would give you the workout videos. There you go. Or I guess technically you could do it via subs on Kick or kicks on Kick. Actually, I don't even think kicks are refundable. I think in the case of kicks, since you've already purchased the kicks from Kick, the transaction was between you and Kick, not between you and the person. So if you buy the kicks and technically you send the kicks, I'm going to get them no matter what. So maybe you could do it that way, because you could do 50,000 kicks. So someone would have to send 10 sets of 50,000 kicks, and that would be 5K. And then I would record and send you the workout videos. I didn't even know that. Pepsi fan says, Super Chat's max at 500, and there's even a $2,000 weekly spending limit. I wasn't aware of that. That's interesting. That's right. LTG had a situation where Kick charged him back for subs. Someone had dropped like 1,000 subs on him, and then they charged them back. So in this case, that's why I think the kicks would be the safer way to do it, because I don't think kicks are refundable at all. Okay, well, I do have to get out of here. I'll give you 5 more minutes, guys, of my time. Then I really have to leave. So last chance, anyone who wants to contribute, anyone who wants to ask a question or whatever, now is the time. We're currently at 80 of support. I thank you for that. Again, it sucks that we didn't hit a goal tonight, but what can you do? I tried to entertain you as much as I possibly could with lost time, and I hope that you enjoyed the stream regardless. Tomorrow, I promise you, we will be back on track. We'll have a major stream of Mortal Kombat, Mythology, Sub-Zero, and over 2 hours of Tormented Souls 2 gameplay on the late stream. We will make good progress, okay? A new chair is definitely something that I would want. The problem is with a new chair, a lot of the stuff they sell is not great, and it's always kind of a risk. Like people were saying, if I get a new chair, I should actually pay a lot of money to get a really good one. But if I drop a lot of money on a chair, then I can't really get anything else. You know what I mean? Like, let's say I dropped $500 on a new chair. I could do that, but then I'm not going to be buying controllers. I'm not going to be buying other things that I had in mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of money. So I guess we'd have to see. I definitely wonder if there's like a really good like chairs, office chairs that go on sale for Black Friday on Amazon. I have no idea. I would think probably just junk. They probably have the crappy ones on sale. Yeah, that is true. Dab Hands, he says, remember, you do need a new laptop as well. You're right. This touchpad is really starting to frustrate me. To get this touchpad to work as a right click, I have to smash the absolute far right-hand side of the pad as hard as I can, as far right as I can go. It used to be actually left side is left click, right side is right click. Now the right click, like, it's insane to get it to work. It's ridiculous. Connor did a $5 super chat. Do I plan to play Dispatch? To be honest, Connor, probably not. Taking a look at all the other games that are available right now, I don't think I'm very interested in Dispatch. Nothing has really, won me over with that game that I would want to play it. I've heard there's some controversy behind it. People are saying that there's a lot of liberal stuff in it. And listen, I don't know if it's true. But this year, if you haven't noticed, I've tried to stay away from games that are politically charged in any way. I don't want to get into heated arguments with viewers about how the game is too woke and therefore they won't watch it and they won't support it. That happened to me already this year with a couple of games. I'm like, I just don't want to deal with that shit anymore. So I honestly haven't gotten a ton of requests for it. And the fact that I'm now hearing that there's kind of that stuff in it, I'm like, I don't know, man. Slayer did $20 Singaporean. I think that's enough. Let me double check. I do think that's enough. Yes, it is enough. It's $15.32. All right, you ready? So $15.32 is the top super chat of the night. Okay. That gets us to $100. Now, here's what I'm going to do, because I'm a man of my word. So if you remember, this is night 2 that all my streaming got screwed up. Yesterday, we were going to do Ninja Gaiden 2. Last minute, I changed my mind. I said, let's just do a chill with Phil. And I chilled with you guys for 2.5 hours. We had a great time. And you guys supported me in droves. I made over $200 last night on a Chill with Phil stream. Tonight, in only the hour and 20 minutes that we just spent with each other, you guys just supported me with another 100. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say these nights were all screwed up. It's nobody's fault. And I'm going to say thank you guys for so much support that you have given me. I'm going to take the 50 from last night that was extra, and I'm going to unlodge it from that stream, and I'm going to move it over here, and I'm going to shove it up here into tonight's goal, and I'm going to say that we have hit the goal. There you go. I'm doing a carryover because we had 2 weird-ass hangout nights that should not have happened. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's just life happening. And sometimes in life, you got to make lemonade out of the lemons. So tonight, we're doing it here on DSP Gaming. We just hit the goal. Thank you guys for supporting me tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me here tonight. Thank you for everything. You guys are an amazing audience. It doesn't matter if things go well or go horribly. We still have a great time, and we still get that support. Thank you for chilling with Phil tonight, even though it was a weird impromptu thing that wasn't planned. All right. And on that note, I got to get out of here. Thank you guys. That means only 1 goal to go, or DSP tries it tomorrow. Everyone, thank you so much.